Welcome at the Fires of Brighde-Brigantia. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my work with Brigid and her healing fires. I am Marion Brigantia. I am priestess of Brigid, Brighde-Brigantia, and I've been working with her for 19 years. And in those 19 years, I've been teaching for about 13. And I have worked deeply with her and discovered many ways we can work and connect with her beautiful energy of healing and all the elemental energies that she expresses herself into. Before we start, I'd like to light a candle and say a little fire prayer that we always do in the trainings of Brighide-Brigantia. Maybe you close your eyes for a second. Maybe you have a candle you can light. And feeling that light of the flame of Brigid within you. You light her candle. Heart to heart, flame to flame. Brigid, I invoke your name. Every day and every night, in the dark and in the light. Brigid, I invoke your name. Heart to heart, flame to flame. Feeling that fiery energy here present. We thank you, Brigid, for your presence here, for your teachings, for your deep knowing, for your insights, and for your healing. Blessed be. So the 5 fires are a new way of thinking about the fires of Brigid. Traditionally, she's seen as the goddess of triple fire. And this is how I started my training as well. But soon I realized that there's more fires to be explored, and they link actually with the archetypes. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction, because this training, the fire keeper training, working with the 5 fires of Brighide-Brigantia, is a whole year training. It's a 5 weekend training with lots of in between work as well. So as I said, I found that the fires link with the archetypes, and I found on AI, I found this nice fiery images of her. So you see her here as the maiden, the lover, the mother, the queen, and the crone. And each of her fires has their own energy, and I'm going to talk more about that in this presentation. But first, I would like to really call the fires, to draw the fires into this presence, into the whole presentation. And this is one of the things that we do during the training. These are the words, but I have actually a little video recorded that you can maybe do if you want to, which I'm going to play for you. From the earth, I draw her fire in womb, belly, and heart. From the stars, I draw her fire in head, throat, and heart. From sun and moon and all directions, I draw her fire into my center, in a flame aligned. From spirit and soul alight, I radiate and shine, Brigid, through fire as mine. Blessed be. From So now I've called in the fires because they also come with all the celestial beings. So the earth fire, you have the star fire, the sun fire, and the moon fire. So all the parts, and the other world fire. So all the worldly or universal fires are connected as well, the natural fires. So this is the setup of the wheel, of the fire wheel. And as you can see, it's also linked with the pentagram. And this is something that I wasn't intending to do, but it just happened like that. And then at the same time, when I started to teach this, we also had the 5 archetypes that we worked with in the conference, and they follow the same order and the same connection. So you have the maiden fire, which is the fire in the head that inspires and enlightens. And of course, this is often seen as the flame of Brigid on the top of her head. And this is the flame of inspiration, which is used for the bards and the poets and all arts. And what I found is that all these fires have this energy, but they also have a true power. And the true power of the maiden fire is the fire that is the fire of magic and significance. And with these true powers, these soul powers of the fire, we work with in a deep way, which I will tell a little bit more later. Then we have the love of fire, and the love of fire is one of the new fires. So you have the triple fire, which is the maiden, mother, and the crone fire that are linked with, but also she was a triple goddess. So there was the triple fire goddess often seen because she was a triple goddess. So the love of fire is the fire in the belly. And this is you have to think about your gut and your courage. And it empowers and encourages. So it is really that, that strong, empowering fire that gives us the will and the passion to do. And so one of the power words are passion and autonomy. So autonomy is freedom, but it's more than freedom. It's really knowing yourself and being yourself. And then with the passion, the fire passion, acting as a lover. And we have the mother fire. And the mother fire is another of the traditional ones. This is the fire in the hearth, which is of course the center of the house, but it's also the center of our body, fire in the heart. And this is the fire that heals and nourishes. And immediately there is a interesting thing that happens here, because in most of the goddess tradition, we have the cauldron as a symbol of the crone, while in the tradition of the Brigid trainings and the teachings, the cauldron is actually linked with this mother fire, the fire of the heart, because it heals and nourishes. And you have to think about a cauldron on the fire in the heart, where you would cook, but also where you would put your potions, make your potions in. The power words of the true power of this fire is unconditional love, linked with the mother, of course, and interconnectivity, which is a very Celtic word that everything is connected. And that's very much to do with the mother fire. Then we have the queen fire, which of course is also a new archetype, but also a new fire. And this is the fire in the throat. And it is really about voicing. It is really about acting. So it voices authenticity, but it is also this place of integrity. So authenticity is, it can be very authentic, but not acting with integrity. So it's those two combined are the words that link with the queen fire. But the power of this fire is clarity, which is very important for communication, for voicing, and sovereignty. And sovereignty, of course, is to do with the queen energy, but it's also a bit like the lover. It's linked with autonomy, but it's more than that. It's really knowing who you are, having lived your life, being strong, knowing your boundaries, knowing all aspects of yourself, and coming from that place with clarity. Then last but not least, you have the crone fire. And the crone fire is linked with the womb, the hara, and it is the fire that transforms and renews. And this is linked with the forge. And the forge is very well known in the Brigid tradition. And it links in with alchemy. And alchemy is really a process of cleansing and then transforming. So it is really that deep transformation through alchemy. It's like finding the gold of your soul. And perspicacity, which is really a deep knowing, a deep insight knowing. So the deep knowing of the crone is there. Yeah, so I forgot to say the maiden fire is linked with the fiery arrow, which is the inspiration. The love of fire is the ceremonial fire, and yeah, it's to do, of course, with Beltane, jumping over fire, the big fires. Mother fire is the hearth fire. Queen fire is the beacon fire, which is also with communication and also about the high places, which of course links in with Brigid in general. So then we have the 5 fires, but in the process that we're working with the 5 fires in the training, each fire then has 4 flames, and they all have a function of it's a process, it's a deeper understanding of yourself through the fires. So it is the wounded flame, which is the destructive energy. So everything that is distorted and blocked, that blocks that true fire, the true power of the fire. So the true power that we talked about in the last slide. And then the healing flame, which is the way that it kind of illuminates. It really sees the wounding, it sees the blockage, it sees the distortion. And even that is really the first step. We say acknowledgement is the first step. So that's really what this is. And the start of the healing, the start of the transformation. Then you have the gift flame, which is what the fire gives you. So the fire gives you a way to really take responsibility to heal yourself, because it's not just going to happen. And this is the thing with fire. A lot of people talk about just letting go in the fire, and that's then it. But actually, it's not, because energy is always there and doesn't disappear. You can't just make it disappear. You have to transform it, and that's the process, and that's work. So the gift flame gives you these tools where you can transform and heal yourself. And then, of course, the last part of that healing process, which the whole thing is integration. And that is, it's like a reclaiming of the true power of the flame. And again, tools to do that. So those are the 4 flames and the 5 fires. And if you do your calculations, you will see that it is then you have the 20 flames. So 19 flames, they say, is held by the priestesses of Brigid, was a sacred eternal flame. And on the 20th day, the flame was held by Brigid. So there are 19 flames that is really deep working. And the last flame, which is the integration flame of the crone, is the 20th flame. And that is actually the flame that is the portal into the initiation. So the last integration flame of the 5 fires is the 20th flame, where you are really initiating into being a firekeeper of Brigid's flame. So this is how the training is set up. It's quite structured. I like structure. So, but this is given incredible insight, and I've run the training now quite a few times, and people like it. So I'm just gonna talk you a little bit more through these 5 fires, and explain more about the flames, and give you a blessing of the fire. So the first one is the maiden fire, and in this picture you see the maiden picture, but also you see the feather and the inkwell, of the inspiration of the writing. So each fire has more components that we work with, that we kind of weave into the teaching. And one of them is that it's the moon fire, that you see the moon on the background. And there is interesting, when I started to work with this, it really brought the moon energy and the journey of the moon and how the moon has become what it is now into it. So that's really nice. So it's linked with the moon, also with the element of water, which on the pentagram fitted exactly right. They have all the fires have their own animals. This is the salamander, which is the white, gives off the white milk. When they go into the fire, they are seen as magical fire animals. And as you see, fire in the head and the fiery arrow. It's also the need fire, which is actually we're going to work with that in the conference in person as well. It is actually a fire of cleansing. So we thought in the beginning with the maiden to have a cleansing fire would be great. And it's the white flame. So the flames are, so each has different aspects that we work with. So the wounded flame is lost innocent. Then the healing flame is exploration. The gift flame is inspiration, which is of course linked with the maiden fire traditionally. And the integration is bright celebration. So it is the joy of the maiden that comes back. So it takes too much to really go deeply into, but giving you a taste. And I would like to give you, with each fire, I would like to give you a blessing of this fire. So maybe you can close your eyes for a minute. And focusing on your head, where the fire is on the crown of your head, just imagining this can be a tiny little fire. It doesn't have to be a roaring fire. Just feeling the presence of fire in the head. And may the maiden fire of Brighde-Brigantia light up your pathways with joy and lead you to your shine, your brilliant significance, your sparkling magic. May she kindle you, in you, your unique and pure fire, and ignite your immaculate spark. Blessed be. So then we go to the love of fire, which is linked with the sun fire. So here we have her, and she has as her symbol the spear. And the spear is really about the focus and also the alignments. So it is an alignment like this, but also forward is about the action. So a ceremonial fire or ritual fire, think about the Beltane fires. It is the fire in the belly, and that's really the place of courage, gut feeling, trusting yourself. It is linked with the sun fire and the element of fire. So it's like fire and fire. It's very fiery. And the animal linked with her is the serpent. So, of course, the ritual fire is not just Beltane. There are the fire festivals in the Celtic world were many, and fire was really the place of celebration, but also of ritual. So the love of fire has that part of it. The four flames are that of lost confidence, which of course is by the time you come into the lover energy, it's like something that you would have built up in a fully healthy, wholesome world. But in the world that we are living in, it's often, the confidence is very often lost. The healing flames actually desire to know your true desire. I always like that in the series Lucifer. Like, what is your true desire? And actually, when you think about it, it's not so easy always to know what your true desire is. But then it's also the courage, which is the gift flame, to the courage to live your desire, to choose your desire, and to really take responsibility for that. And again, from that comes autonomy, comes bright freedom. And bright freedom, again, is like the celebration, the integration is about the reclaiming and the celebration. So again, for this, I would like to give you a blessing. If you close your eyes again. May the love of fire of Brighde-Brigantia light up your pathways with courage and lead you to your shine, your brilliant passion, and your radiant autonomy. May she kindle in you your empowered and free fire and fuel your ferocious heats. Feeling that in your belly, feeling that presence of the love of fire, that potential of following your dreams and your passions in your belly. Blessed be. Right, so the next fire is the mother fire. And the mother fire is linked with the earth fire. Here she is, the mother fire. And you see the little cauldron there, which is the cauldron on the hearth, as I explained before. So it is the hearth fire, the golden flame, fire in the heart. It is really all about that love, that nourishment, the healing, but it's also linked with the earth fire, so it also grounds you deeply. Then the element is the dog, and I don't know if you've ever been in an ancient roundhouse, but they had, of course, dogs in as animals, as real animals, but also the two side bars next to the hearth fire were also called the fire dogs. And they would, put things on it and put pans on it and racks and things like that. So it's the physical animal dog, but also the fire dogs of the ancient ones. And the flames are the healing flames are the wounded flame of lost connection. As you know, understand all the wounded flames are always about lost, something that you have lost that is actually natural to have, but we have lost through conditioning, through wounding, through distortion, all these things. So this is the wounded flame of lost connection. And the healing flame is building relationship with yourself, relationship with others, relationship with Brigid. All these lines of relations of connection are bringing in the healing. And then the gift flame of that is to belong, again, first of all, with yourself, but also belonging in a community, belonging into a greater, greater family of friends. And it's just to belong, to be in a place in yourself and on the outside that you belong. I think that's something all of us belong to. And then the integration flame is gratitude, bright gratitude. Again, a celebration of the reclaiming of the connection. So it is always this circle, and you can go deeper and deeper into these circles. So, you can come back to the mother fire if you feel lost or if you lost connection, to work through the different elements again. So here again, the blessing of the mother fire. You can close your eyes. Now feeling that fire in your heart. in the center of your body, as in the center of a home. And may the mother fire of Brighde-Brigantia light your inner fires of belonging and your outer fires of connection. May it nourish your unconditional love and your sense of interconnectivity. May she feed the fire in you that is one with all of life. And may you return to her the abundance of gratitude for the loving fire of the heart. Feeling that place of nourishment and healing in your heart, of deep unconditional love of the Mother of Fire. Blessed be. So the Queen Fire is linked with the stars. This is actually a depiction of Deneb, which is the big star of the Cygnus constellation, this great swan in the sky. And here you have the Queen in a mature form, in a mature phase of life. And next to her, a beacon fire, a light. A guiding light as well. It gives the boundaries, but it also is a guiding light. So the Queen Fire is the beacon fire, the blue flame, and the fire in the throat, as I said before. It is the star fire, and star fire, I mean, the sun is a star, of course, our sun, but there's so many stars, and the stars can be huge, you know, the sun is not even the biggest star around, so you really think it is it's immense powerful. It's linked with the element of air, with the universe, with space, and her fire comes from the dragons. I mean, Queen and the dragons are very linked with each other. They are the power animals of the Queen. But there's also a wounded flame in the Queen, and it's really about identity. And this is based on the fact that by the time you come into the time of menopause, in that later time of life, it's not really gone into the crone. It is really the last kind of chance to really get yourself together, to really find your true identity, who you really are, what is your authentic self. And that's, if you've lost that on the way of growing up, then this is the time of reclaiming. So one of the healing flame is then responsibility, because it is really taking responsibility for the places in your life where you have chosen. And sometimes it didn't feel like a choice. Maybe it was like really difficult circumstances, but there was a choice, and it's about forgiveness. It's about understanding why that happens. And that is really about that integration and to finding that, okay, I choose that, but that wasn't that circumstance, and how can I change that now? Why do I have to carry that still? So the gift flame is then about alignment. Alignment is alignment with Brigid, with Goddess, with her inside yourself. And I think if you really align yourself with Goddess, it brings you to a place of authenticity. And then you can art, you can act. And that's the last one, the integration flame. It's finding your authentic self, but then bringing that out into the world in the place with bright integrity. So really acting from that place with the goddess energy of love and and harmony and unity. So bringing that integrity into the world from your authentic self. So again, maybe close your eyes and feeling fire in your throat. Feeling how that resonates with you, the voicing of your true authenticity, your sovereignty, your integrity. And may the Queen Fire of Brighde-Brigantia align you with the fires of the stars, reflecting the authentic light of your soul's longing and manifestation. May her fire be present around you, aligning you with what is real and needed to stand in your power with full integrity. May you shine brilliantly and clear as you step joyfully into full sovereignty. Feeling the power of this fire, this sovereign power, this authentic power. And feel that empowering you to speak. Speak your yes and speak your no. Blessed be. And then last but not least, we have the crone fire, which is linked with the other worlds. Just made like, and it's also linked kind of with the cave, with the dark. So brought here. Now we have the queen, and here the anvil of her forge. She is strong. She's very strong and wise. So it is the forge fire, the blacksmith. And the blacksmith was always seen as a kind of a magical being, because they would make, you know, from just earth, they would make metal. And then from metal, they would make cauldrons and horseshoes and all kind of useful tools. It is the fire in the womb. It is the place, it's kind of the place of yeah, it is kind of magic, but also of power, of creation, of manifestation and transformation. It is the other world fire, which links us with the other world. Is kind of the place of transition between life and death and rebirth. And it is to do with space and ether, which is also very close to spirit. And then the animal is the phoenix. And the phoenix is, of course, the one that is very alchemical, actually. It goes really into ashes and then is kind of reborn again from the ashes. Very powerful animal. And the flames are the wounded flame of lost life. And that's not necessarily about death. It's more about not living your life. It is really about have lost your life, your living, the way, the joy of your living, the beauty of your living your life, and how to reclaim that. And the healing flame is equilibrium, to really find that place that is true and that's harmonious, and it's both. It's kind of a scale, isn't it? It's finding that place of peace almost. And the gift flame is the flame of discernment. And discernment is very much about, by then it's like, okay, so what is important in life? What is not important in life? What do I choose? What do I not choose? But it's based on a deeper knowing. It's not just, oh, I like this or I like that. It's really from a life experience. And then the last flame, as I said before, is the 20th flame. And the 20th flame is the initiation flame. So it is becoming about coming into bright presence, into really stepping into your soul fire and surrendering to Brigid, which was done with the 20th flame. It was surrendered to Brigid, and she would look after it the 20th day. So feel fire in your womb or your hara, a place of power. It's also very, close to the base chakra, so very grounded as well. And maybe take a deep breath and close your eyes, receiving the blessing of the crone fire. May the crone fire of Brighde-Brigantia shine light in the darkness and transform the dulled places within you. May she transform your fear into trust and forge and forge strong your discernment and wisdom. May she welcome you as you rise as a phoenix from her flames, transmuted and reborn from her womb tomb into full life, the life of presence. And feel how that energy of the crown fire also carries you. It's the forge fire is a very strong fire, and it's one of the original fires of her as well, the alchemical fire. Blessed be. So those are the 5 fires, and then in the center, there's not a 6th fire, but it's actually the culmination, the coming together of all those 5 fires, and it's the soul fire. And all 5 other fires have that power. That true power is the soul fire power of the 5 fires. And here you see I'm lighting the 20th flame in ritual of lighting flames from the candle of Kildare. So it is really about keeping that eternal flame, and that is of course a practice that we know in the Brigid tradition. And there are many people who do this. In Kildare, the eternal flame is held. In Solas Brighde, but there are many groups as well, and the clan of Brighde-Brigantia has a group as well that holds that eternal flame light and sends out healing into the world. So it's very linked with her as the great goddess of fire. It's the fire in the soul, anima ignis. That means the fire in the soul. It's divine fire linked with spirit. It is a place of initiation, and it is a place of wholeness, of oneness. And I actually managed to make, because of course you know the Brigid cross, and the Brigid cross has either 3 or 4 legs normally, but I actually managed to make a 5-legged Brigid cross, which is great. And it holds those, yeah, because it is the fire symbol of Brigid. It is the power symbol of Brigid. So I was very pleased to do that. And I would like to share this last blessing with you of the soul fire of Brigid. So feel all in your body, maybe close your eyes again and feel those 5 fires in your body. The fire in the head, maiden fire, the throat, the queen fire, mother fire in the heart, lover fire in the belly, the crone fire in the womb or hara. And just feel them all alight. And this is in your body, but also in your energetic body, in your heart and soul, in your connection and alignment with Brigid. And may the soul fire of Brighde-Brigantia align you with her fire within you and welcome you home in the bright wholeness that you are. May you allow yourself to surrender to she, who is the eternal fire. May you know yourself initiated as a fire keeper, guardian of the divine fire and the mystery of the fires of life. May you feel one with this, her universal fire that lives in all souls. And blessed be. Now, thank you for listening to my short introduction into the 5 fires of Brighde-Brigantia. And I hope that it has inspired you and that you will feel her fires in you. And maybe if you want to know more, you can contact me on my website and learn more, not just about her fires, but all the elements that the healing elements of Brighde-Brigantia. And now I thank you and I wish you bright blessings.